Buong puso po akong nakikisa kay Senador Soto at sa kapulungan ito sa agarang pag-adapt ng resolusyong ito. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Senator Padilla. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I would like to stand corrected. The good gentle lady from Antigua, instead of inserting to the records, would like to co-sponsor the measure. May we recognize Senator Lauren Legarda, Mr. President.
Senator Lauren Legarda is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I stand before you today to co-sponsor Senate Resolution 125, expressing the sense of the Senate to declare the last week of September of this year and every year thereafter as a National Family Week. According to the PSA's 2020 census, out of 109 million Filipinos, 108.7 million live in households. This is equivalent to 9 out of 10 Filipinos living in households with their families. However, the weight of economic pressures and the changing social landscape has affected the family rhythm. Oftentimes, both parents and children are compelled to work longer hours to meet the daily expenses of the family. As a result, family time, once defined as shared meals and conversations, is sacrificed. What used to be a norm of sitting together to share stories, seek guidance, and build common values has now become a rare experience for Filipino families. Also, while technology has advanced and brought many benefits, it has also introduced new distractions, making face-to-face communication within families a scarce resource. Since the state is tasked to protect and strengthen family life as a basic autonomous social institution, it is only proper for this institution to help in nurturing and upholding the welfare and unity of Filipino families. Thus, I urge my esteemed colleagues to support and adopt proposed Resolution 125 to express a sense of the Senate to declare the last week of September of this year and every year as a National Family Week. Simple as it may seem, through this measure, we affirm that amidst the difficulties and distractions of our lives, the heart of the Filipino continues to beat strongest within the home. Let this observance be our yearly reminder that our progress as a people will always be measured by the strength of our families, the values we pass on, and the bonds we choose to keep. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Legarda. Majority Leader.
Before Senator Erwin, I think Senator Pia manifested first, but would you allow him to go ahead, Madam? Yes, we'd like to recognize Senator Erwin Tulfo.
Senator Erwin Tulfo is recognized.
Mr. President, I would just like to manifest my support on Senate Resolution number 125, which is expressing the sense of the Senate to declare the last week of September of this year and every year thereafter is the National Family Week. Family is very important, Mr. President. Otherwise, we won't be here. If we don't have a family, we don't have parents who brought us all here. So I agree, Mr. President, and we should immediately pass this resolution number 125, and I support the said resolution filed by Senator Soto, the sponsor, and co-sponsor Senator Bongo and Senator Lauren Legarda. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Tulfo. Majority Leader.
May we recognize Senator Pia Cayetano, sir?
Senator Pia Cayetano is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to align myself with the sponsor, the Senate President, on proposed resolution number 125, expressing the sense of the Senate to declare the last week of September of this year and every year thereafter as the National Family Week. But bago ho ako tumayo dito, ni-research ko ng konti kasi nalilito ako kung ano ba talaga ang sineselebrate natin. Family Week, eating healthy, medyo nagpatong-patong na siya. So ngayon, naiintindihan ko natin. I-share ko din sa mga nakikinig sa atin para maliwanag sa atin kung anong sineselebrate natin. So noong 1992 pala, there was a proclamation declaring National Family Week. So it's just a family week, which is exactly the essence of the sponsorship speech of the Senate President. And then noong 2012, nagkaroon ng kainang pamilya mahalaga. Mahalaga din? Yes. Mahalaga din. So sinabayan niya yung National Family Week na sinabing let's all eat together. So okay naman yun kasi as Filipinos and I think worldwide, we celebrate life momentous events by eating together. So okay din naman yun. And then yesterday, si National Nutrition Council, nagpahayag siya na eat healthy with your family. So doon ako magpo-focus, Mr. President. Hindi lang kumain, eat healthy. So, papangalanan ko na yung mga masasama para sa atin, yung sobrang mga soft drinks, yung sobrang matataba, sobrang matatamis, lahat yon. And everything in excess is bad. Siyempre, kung may celebration, di ko naman sinasabing huwag tayo mag-celebrate, di ba? Pero, imbis na yung jumbo size, kasi ano yan racket po yan ng mga fast food at ng mga brands that sell unhealthy products. Ilalagay nila dun sa line of sight mo yung mga jumbo pack nila, yung mga buy one, take one nila because they are addicting us to unhealthy habits. So, on that note, I join you, Mr. Senate President. Pero nagpapaalala lang ako, celebrate and eat healthy. Yun lang po, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Senator Pia Cayetano, Majority Leader.
May you recognize as well Senator Risa Hontiveros?
Yeah, Senator Risa Hontiveros is recognized.
Salamat po, Mr. President. I rise in strong support of proposed resolution number 125, declaring the last week of September as National Family Week. Panahon palagi para alalahanin at alagaan ang ating pamilya. The Senate President is right. There is an assault of technology on the family. Sa panahon ng AI at social media, hindi lang oras ang ninanakaw, pati ang kaligtasan ng ating mga anak. AI can create fake child abuse images and deepfakes. Walang pisikal na krimen, pero totoo ang trauma. AI chatbox can groom and extort. Nagaan yung kaibigan, pero panganib pala. Ito po'y napagalaman ng ating komite sa Committee on Women, Children, Family Relations, and Gender Equality sa nakaraan nating hearing. Dagdag pa rito, milyong-milyong OFWs ang napipilitang mahiwalay sa kanilang pamilya upang mabuhay, gaya ng binanggit din ni Senate President. Solo parents shoulder double burdens, kadalasan mag-isa, habang hinaharap ang parehong digital at pang-araw-araw na panganib. Alam yan ni SP dahil pinasa natin ang Solo Parents Welfare Act nung nakaraang Kongreso sa ilalim ng kanyang liderato. National Family Week must also mean family protection and support mula sa mas matibay na batas laban sa AI-facilitated exploitation hanggang sa mental health care at konkretong tulong para sa OFWs at solo parents. Ang pamilya ang unang tahanan ng lipunan. Let us make it safe and whole, even in the digital world. Salamat po, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Risa Hontiveros, Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. We'd like to also ask that, for the record, Senator Raffy Tulfo would like to insert his co-sponsorship speech of PS Resolution number 125, just for the record.
So ordered.
Mr. President, I move that all members present today to be made as co-authors, Mr. President.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
And, Mr. President, there being no other member wishes to interpolate the proposed amendments of the measure, I move that we adopt proposed Senate Resolution number 125, subject to style. I so move, Mr. President.
Yeah, is there any objection? Hearing none, proposed Senate Resolution number 125, subject to style, is hereby adopted.
Congratulations to our sponsor, the Senate President, to all the co-sponsors, Mr. President. Mr. President, we'd like to recognize our Deputy Majority Floor Leader, Senator Ernesto.
Senator J.B. Ejercito is recognized.
Mr. President, I move that we consider Senate Concurrent Resolution number 6. This is the resolution granting consent to Senate Majority Leader Juan Miguel Zubiri to accept the Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun. So move, Mr. President.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, consideration of Senate Concurrent Resolution number 6 is in order. The Secretary is directed to read the title of the resolution.
Concurrent resolution granting consent to Senate Majority Leader Juan Miguel Migs F. Zubiri to accept the Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun conferred upon him by the Government of Japan.
To sponsor the measure, I move to recognize Senator Lauren Legarda. So move, Mr. President.
Senator Lauren Legarda is recognized.
Mr. President, dear colleagues, I rise today to sponsor Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 6, which I have the honor of introducing. As its author, I proudly express my support for Senate Majority Leader Juan Miguel Migz F. Zubiri in his acceptance of the Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun to be conferred by the government of Japan. The Order of the Rising Sun was first created in 1875 to recognize individuals who have made notable contributions to the public and the Japanese nation, including foreign individuals who have paved the way for stronger relations between their people and the people of Japan. Currently, it is awarded in 6 classes, with the Grand Cordon being the highest class. Among the distinguished Filipino recipients of this highest honor are former Senators Manuel B. Villar, Franklin M. Drilon, and Edgardo J. Angara, and former Cabinet Secretaries Carlos P. Romulo, Albert F. Del Rosario, Carlos G. Dominguez III, and Alberto G. Romulo. On the international stage, notable awardees include former Singaporean Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew, former UNICEF Executive Director Carol Bellamy, and Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates. The conferment of the Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun by the government of Japan to another Filipino is a testament to the Philippines' enduring commitment to strengthening its relations and cooperation with Japan. Senator Migz Zubiri has exemplified these qualities and is truly deserving of this distinction. As former Senate President, he advanced the Corporate Recovery and Tax Incentives for Enterprises to maximize opportunities for reinvigorating the economy, or Create More Act, which generated livelihood opportunities for Filipinos while supporting exporters, including Japanese firms. He also advocated the Reciprocal Access Agreement to enhance regional security and spearheaded parliamentary exchanges with the National Diet of Japan during the 19th Congress. With his works being recognized by the government of Japan, I urge our esteemed colleagues to adopt this concurrent resolution granting consent to Senator Zubiri to accept the Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun conferred upon him by the government of Japan in accordance with Article 9B, Section 8 of the Constitution, which requires congressional consent before any public officer may accept a title from a foreign government. I congratulate Senator Juan Miguel Zubiri for being granted the privilege to accept such a prestigious title. May he continue to be our exemplar of statesmanship in cultivating harmonious relations, not just with the country of Japan, but with all nations. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Senator Legarda. Majority Leader.
Yes, Mr. President, Senator Robin Hood Padilla would like to co-sponsor Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 6. I move that he be recognized.
Senator Robin Padilla is recognized.
Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Pangulo. Mga ginagalang kong kasama, buong puso ko pong sinusuportahan ang pagbibigay pahintulot sa ating kagalang-galang na Senate Majority Leader Juan Miguel Migz Zubiri na tanggapin ang Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun mula sa pamahalaan ng Japan. Ang parangal po na ito ay karapat-dapat na pagkilala ng kanyang pamumuno at pagsusumikap na pagtibayin ang ugnayan ng Pilipinas at Japan na pinatutunayan ng kanyang track record at natatanging tatak ng serbisyo publiko para sa kabubuti ng ating bayan. Ipinapaabot ko po ang aking taus-pusong pagbati sa aking lakan, ang Pangulo po ng Arnis dito sa ating bayan, isang magdirigma. Ako po ay saludo sa iyo. Kalakip ang aking kagustuhan maging co-sponsor at concurrent resolution number 6 na inihain ni Senadora Lauren Legarda. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Senator Robin Padilla. Majority Leader.
Mr. President, Senator Pia Cayetano also would like to co-sponsor the resolution. I move that she be recognized.
Senator Pia Cayetano is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise today to co-sponsor Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 6, which grants consent to Senate Majority Leader Juan Miguel Mig Zubiri to accept the Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun, an honor conferred upon him by the government of Japan. The Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun is awarded to individuals who have made exceptional contribution to the Japanese nation and its people. This prestigious distinction is also extended to foreign nationals who have played a pivotal role in strengthening ties between their countries and Japan. Under the leadership of Senator Zubiri, we witnessed the creation of the Reciprocal Access Agreement between the Philippines and Japan, an agreement designed to enhance security and defense cooperation in the Asia-Pacific region. As Senate President, he also played a critical role in the successful hosting of the 31st meeting of the Asia-Pacific Parliamentary Forum, a significant initiative spearheaded by former Japanese Prime Minister Yasuhiro Nakasone. Mr. President, I was also with the delegation of the then Senate President Mig Zubiri when we went to Japan. Holy Week na Holy Week pa man din. May plano na ako sa pamilya ko, pero nag-i-insist siya with all his persuasive charms and talents that full force po kaming pumunta sa Japan. And this was not a junket trip, Mr. President. Umagang-umaga hanggang gabing-gabi, kami ay paikot-ikot dun sa, basically in the Tokyo area, meeting in various government offices with the different high-ranking members of parliament, including the Prime Minister, Mr. President. So talaga namang sobra ang effort ng ating majority floor leader to enhance cooperation and strengthen the ties with Japan. So today we celebrate a remarkable achievement as Senator Zubiri is honored with the Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun. This recognition is not only a reflection of his dedication to advancing the principles upheld by the Japanese government, but also of his unwavering commitment to fostering a strategic partnership between the Philippines and Japan. Senator Zubiri's partnership with Japan has been grounded in mutual respect and a shared vision for long-term cooperation, particularly in the areas of economic development and security. His efforts have indeed had tangible outcomes, further solidifying the ties between our two nations. With great respect and admiration, I proudly co-sponsored this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Pia Cayetano. Majority Leader.
Yes, Mr. President, last to co-sponsor the measure is Senator Win Gatchalian. I move that he be recognized.
Senator Sherwin Gatchalian is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, esteemed colleagues, I rise today to co-sponsor Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 6, a resolution granting consent to Senate Majority Leader Juan Miguel Mig Zubiri to accept the Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun conferred upon him by the government of Japan. The Order of the Rising Sun was established 150 years ago in 1875. It has 7 classes, with the Grand Cordon being the highest of them all. This distinction is bestowed upon people who have made notable contributions to the Japanese nation and the public, including foreign individuals who have paved the way for stronger relations between their peoples and Japan. Mr. President, esteemed colleagues, dear friends, it is an honor to celebrate the dedication and commitment of a man who has given more than 2 decades of his life to bring our nation closer to the people of Japan in the spirit of friendship, harmonious relations, and mutual prosperity. His body of work speaks for itself. When he served this chamber as Senate President, Senator Zubiri campaigned for the creation of a reciprocal access agreement between Japan and the Philippines with the aim of strengthening security and defense in the Asia-Pacific region. The RIA outlines procedures for cooperative activities by the defense force of one country while visiting the other. It defines the status of a visiting force. This allows for better coordination and aid in times of need. This will also lead to sustained joint exercises, smoother interoperability between our nations, and a stronger defense posture amid ongoing tensions in the West Philippine Sea. He spearheaded the restoration of the VAT-exempt status of local sales to export-oriented enterprises outside economic zones under Republic Act 12066 or the Create More Act. Senator Zubiri also worked hard to ensure that Create More sets clear timelines on the VAT refund process. This was a major concern of Japanese investors in the Philippines, and if my memory is correct, Senator Zubiri went on a parliamentary mission to Japan in 2023 and heard this concern from former Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida himself. Thus, improving this process was critical in maintaining Japanese investor trust and confidence. Senator Zubiri's efforts saved jobs and bolstered the Philippines' reputation as a destination for foreign investments. In the diplomatic sphere, our Majority Leader led vital exchanges with our legislative counterparts, the National Diet of Japan. And it was through Senator Zubiri's initiative that the Philippine Senate, together with the Philippine House of Representatives, held a historic joint session to hear a policy address from former Prime Minister Kishida. Across the areas of defense, economic policy, and parliamentary diplomacy, Senator Zubiri advanced concrete areas of collaboration between the Philippines and Japan, collaboration that I am sure will bear fruit in the sharing of best practices, the exchange of innovation in technology, and affirmation of our shared values of peace, solidarity, and cooperation. This is a rare achievement, and Senator Zubiri's example sends an important message in these troubled times. Let us bring people together. Let us recognize that there are more things that unite us than divide us. Let us live in a way that creates a genuine sense of empathy among nations, which will inspire those who come after us to build bridges of peace and will endure for generations. Congratulations to my friend, Senator Zubiri. This is an accolade well-deserved. I am sure you will enjoy many more years of achievement, success, and distinguished service. Thank you, Mr. President and esteemed colleagues.
Thank you, Senator Gatchalian. Majority Leader.
Mr. President, last to co-sponsor the Senate concurrent resolution is Senator Risa Ontiveros. I move that she be recognized.
Senator Risa Ontiveros is recognized.
Salamat po, Mr. President. Nais ko lamang pong idagdag yung aking tinig sa pugay at pagsabi ng mabuhay ng ating kapulungan kay Senate Majority Leader Juan Miguel Mig Zubiri sa ating pagpapayag na kanyang tanggapin ang Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun na ibinibigay sa kanya ng pamahalaan ng Japan. Mr. President, the Order of the Rising Sun ay isang Japanese order na itinatag noong taong 1875 ni Emperor Meiji na siya namang ama ng Meiji Restoration sa Japan. Isang panahon ng pambihirang pagbabagong anyo ng lipunan at bayan ng Japan sa panahong iyon. Nawa sa ganyang diwa, magpatuloy ang mga ambag ni Majority Leader Migs sa pagbabagong anyo din ng ating bayan sa gitna ng napakaraming hamon. Sana din sa kanyang pagiging pinuno ng bansang Pilipinas at kaibigan ng bansang Hapon ay kalaunan makaambag siya sa resolusyon ng ilang mga makasaysayan ng heartache sa pagitan ng ating dalawang bansa, partikular yung usapin ng pagbibigay ng hustisya sa ating mga comfort women. So maraming salamat po, Mr. President, at muli mabuhay kay Majo Mig sa kanyang pagtanggap nitong karangalang ito. Salamat po, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Risa. Majority Leader.
Mr. President, Senator Bongo would like his co-sponsorship speech be inserted to the records.
So ordered.
Yes, Mr. President, before I move for the adoption, I'd just like to also add that I was part of the the Group 1 Senate President, then Senate President Mig Zubiri, scheduled that parliamentary visit to Japan. We had a call with the Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, and he actually invited the Prime Minister to come to the country, and it was Senate President Mig Zubiri who was the architect of the joint session, which was historic because Prime Minister Fumio Kishida addressed both houses of Congress. So, and I was there, and we were always together in our advocacy of helping or strengthening our Coast Guard, our armed forces, and I think we have made strides during our visits to France and others, and most especially Japan through the RAA, with the ratification of the RAA agreement. And of course, our well-known Mr. Congeniality is the only Senate President who even sang a birthday song to the Speaker of the Diet then, no? So with that, I'm proud to have been part of that group, Mr. President, and Senator Zubiri indeed deserves to be given such an honor. With that, Mr. President, there being no member who wishes to interpolate or propose amendments to the measure, I move that we adopt Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 6, subject style. So move, Mr. President.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 6, subject to style, is hereby adopted. Congratulations.
Mr. President, with the permission of the body, I move that all present members of the Senate be made co-authors of this resolution.
So ordered.
Mr. President.
You are recognized.
Thank you, sir. I would just like to give my utmost appreciation and thanks to all our distinguished colleagues who co-sponsored the measure. Senator Lauren Legarda, who's been my ate for the longest time. I also had the distinct honor to sponsor her award by the French government. It was a Légion d'honneur of the French government, the highest award given by the French government to individuals for also their award given to individuals that help strengthen ties between two countries in France. I'd also like to thank, of course, Senator Robin Hood Padilla, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian was with us in that very historic trip. Senator Pia Cayetano as well was with us in that very historic trip where we, and together with Senator J.V. Ejercito, we were 11 senators, Mr. President, so much so that because of the number of senators in that trip, they granted us a visit or a meeting with the Prime Minister Kishida, and because of that meeting, we were able to push forward the reciprocal access agreement training of our soldiers and their soldiers, both in Japan and in the Philippines, particularly also in Coast Guard training, because they had donated more ships to the Coast Guard as well as ships to our Philippine Navy. And it strengthened the ties between our two countries, and we also did a personal invitation to Prime Minister Kishida to come to the Philippines, which he did in that historic visit, the first Prime Minister of Japan to address both houses of Congress. And on a side note, my children, when they saw the letter, they asked me, Dada, are you now samurai? Kala nila na knighthood ako ng emperor ng Japan. Sabi ko, hindi. It's just an award. Kala nila magiging samurai na ako. So once again, to my dear colleagues, to the Senate President, the Senate President Pro Tem, and to all the members that are here, domo arigato gozaimasu. Thank you very much.
Again, congratulations. Majority Leader.
Maraming salamat, Mr. President. We'd now like to recognize, to avail of the privilege hour, our distinguished colleague from the Republic of the Philippines, no other than Senator Erwin Tulfo.
Senator Erwin Tulfo is recognized.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I rise today on a matter of urgent national concern. Habang ginaganap po ngayon sa ating bansa ang FIVB Men's Volleyball World Championship, a global sporting event that should bring pride and joy to the Filipino fans, two serious issues have stained its integrity. Una, the Philippine National Volleyball Federation, under the leadership of Mr. Ramon Suzara, has allowed the promotion of 1xBet, an online gambling operator that is illegal in the Philippines. Illegal po ito, bawal. At malinaw na under the law, online gambling operators without proper license from PAGCOR and regulation are prohibited. Ang tanong ko po ngayon, Ginoong Pangulo, bakit pinayagan ng PNBF ang isang kumpanyang labag sa ating batas na mag-advertise sa isang prestiyosong international event na nakatuon dapat sa sports development at kabataan? Mr. President, are we sending the message to our youth that illegal gambling is acceptable? Basta may pera, that the prestige of a sporting event like volleyball can be auctioned off to the highest bidder kahit bawal. Ikalawa, the matter of ticket prices, Mr. President, mga kababayan, the ticket for this event noong mga unang araw range from 15,000 at ang pinakamura ay 1,500. 15,000 pesos para makapanood lang po ng volleyball. Sino naman po ang makakabibili ng ganyang kamahal na ticket? Siyempre, hindi po ang ordinaryong estudyante. Hindi rin po ay mga mahilig sa volleyball sa probinsya o mga batang nangangarap na maging volleyball players. This is not inclusion, Mr. President. This is exclusion. Instead of bringing volleyball closer to the people, we are driving them away. Instead of inspiring the youth, we are telling them sports is only for the rich. At nang tanungin po si PNBF President Suzara tungkol dito, ang sagot niya, we cannot please everybody. Mr. President, this is arrogance of the highest order. Public trust, public responsibility, and sports development are not about pleasing everybody. They're about fairness, integrity, and inclusivity. Kaya malinaw ang tanong ko kay Mr. Suzara, Mr. President, why is an illegal gambling entity allowed in this tournament? Pangalawa, why are Filipino fans are being priced out of this international event held in their own soil? 3, and why does the leadership of PNBF dismiss this legitimate concern so lightly, as if the Filipino people do not matter? Mr. President, colleagues, this is not just about volleyball. This is about governance, accountability, and the message we send to our people. Kung dito po sa larangan ng sports, lantaran na ang kapabayaan at kawalang malasakit, what more in other bigger arenas? I call on this chamber, Mr. President, to investigate these matters, to hold the PNBF accountable and to protect both the integrity of sports and the welfare of Filipino fans. Mr. President, colleagues, let us not allow volleyball, a sport of passion and unity, to be tainted by illegal gambling and elitist practices. Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Pangulo. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat.
Thank you, Senator Tulfo. Majority Leader.
Mr. President, I move that the speech of a distinguished gentleman, we recognize Senator Pia Cayetano, Mr. President.
To interpolate, Senator Pia Cayetano is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I was in the lounge when His Honor Senator Tulfo took the floor. I just would like to share some insight, not really an interpellation, just to share some information with the Honorable Senator. I too was very shocked when I heard that His Honor had pointed out that there was an online gaming logo. I was very shocked because I'm very anti-online gaming. My colleagues know that, no? And as a former national team member of volleyball and actually included in the delegation that has bidded for international events, including basketball, FIBA, which we hosted a year ago, and volleyball, which we're hosting now, I was shocked because over my dead body, to put it bluntly, no? So I immediately asked my staff to inquire. And it so happened that, I'm not sure if it was the day after I heard His Honor's statement, nataon naman na may laban ng Philippine team, so nanood po tayo. At yun po yung nanalo sila. So, syempre, masaya lahat. But before that, as I sat down, kusang nagkwento po sa akin si Tats, no? That's the nickname of Mr. Susara. Sabi niya, Sen, yung concern ni Senator Tulfo, paabot mo naman na ano. Actually, he didn't really say paabot because I think nag-statement na siya. So parang ipinaliwanag ko naman, something like that, no? Pinaliwanag ko nung na-interview ako pagdating, kasi syempre yung media nandun naman lahat, no? Na itong logo na to, hindi mo yan makikita dito. Sabi ko, kaya nga nagtataka ako kasi that I was in the opening. Mabilis po ang mata ko sa mga, yung mga galit ko, mabilis ang mata ko dyan eh. Pag nakakita ako ng vapes, alam niyo ng mga colleagues natin, nagnanad po ng head si Senator Risa who's in front of me. Makakita lang ako dyan. I'm very reactive, no, pagbawal. So sabi ko, parang hindi ko yan nakita. And ang explanation niya sa akin is, you can only see that online and only in the international channel. Hindi siya available through the local network that is the local partner for hosting, for showing the event, no? So in other words, kung Pilipino ka at I think tama ba? Ayoko magkamali. Signal yung partner nila, wala yung logo na yan sa Signal. And then sa event itself, wala rin. So sabi niya, yung nakikita mong nakaganyan, that is already the kagagawan nyo nung international sponsor. And as international events go, again, I am also quite, I'm not an expert, but a bit familiar kasi nag-host din tayo ng paddle tournament, international paddle tournament, tas yun nga po yung basketball. May global the way it works is may global sponsors ang international entity. So if it's an international volleyball federation, if it's an international basketball federation, international football federation, may global sponsor sila. Hindi po yun sponsor ng local entity. Now, I think the responsibility of the local entity is to ensure that hindi nga yan maging sponsor dito sa venue natin kasi bawal yan and hindi ho tayo nagbibigay na excuse. Let's make very clear, galit ho ako dyan sa mga bawal na mga produktong yan. Hindi yan dapat ina-advertise dito. So, I guess that's the point that I wanted to share. And in fairness lang to Mr. Susara, he gave a lengthy interview explaining this in soon after His Honor Senator Tulfo made his observation. So to be clear, the logos are not used in any local venue. They are also, they recognize that the Philippines cannot be used as a platform for these illegal, it is considered illegal in the Philippines. Signal TV is also aware of that, and One Sport or Signal TV does not have and does not use and does not display those sponsors. Finally, PAGCOR also informed them beforehand that the usage of the logos is not allowed. So, parang in fairness lang naman dun sa organizer, mukha naman, ginawa naman nila yung part nila na ipaalam na dun sa international groups na bawal ito sa Pilipinas. Yun lang naman po, Mr. President.
Thank you po, Mr. President. Yes, thank you for bringing that up, Madam Mr. President. Ang sa akin lamang po kasi napapanood po yung online, not really sa TV, kundi po sa online, sa Facebook. The problem here, Mr. President, is that visible po siya sa Filipino audience also. If you sign in, if you have a Facebook account, makikita niyo po yung 1xBet na yan. Tama naman po ang Senadora na hindi po nakita yan sa TV network, wala po yan. Pero pag pumunta ka po sa Facebook, makikita mo po, nagpa-flash po yung 1xBet. Madam
Concerned po
Senator.
ako dyan. So, Mr. President, alam ho ba ng ating colleague kung anong Facebook account yon? Kasi kung local, kunyari, ni-replay po yan ng local group or ng PAGCOR or for that matter, local volleyball network, talagang kailangan anuhin natin yan, pagsabihan. Basta ang sa atin, and I don't know, no, maybe we can ask the ICT na how do we restrict when it's international? So
Yes.
yun lang, hindi ko talaga din kayang i-tolerate if it is shown by a local Facebook, like somebody who controls, the Facebook account is owned by a local entity. Pero kung international, that is a problem because I don't know kung paano natin makokontrol yun.
Thank you, Mr. President. Salamat po. Knowing that the lady from Taguig is also an anti-gambling advocate, maraming salamat po. Mr. President, we will provide the senator from Taguig yung copy po na kunan po namin ng screenshots sa ilang Facebook accounts po na nakikita po yung 1xBet.
Sorry, Mr. President, pwede yung pakiulit lang yung sinabi niyo.
Una po, nagpapasalamat po ako, Mr.
Ay,
President.
thank you. Narinig ko yun. Thank you rin.
No, yung
Magkaisa ho tayo dyan.
what I'm saying is that we will provide, Mr. President, to the lady from Taguig, yung po mga Facebook accounts where na screenshot po namin na lumalabas po yung 1xBet.
Oo,
Dito
yes.
napapanood. Thank
And
you
then
po.
pwede rin natin ibato yan sa PAGCOR because I believe sila yung nagre-regulate, no? Dahil kahit ako, I would be very bothered. Ang strict natin dito tapos hindi pala natin kayang i-regulate na yung mismong local again, I wouldn't know kung sinong mga local yon who would be replaying this and maybe pwede din dagdagan ng campaign natin, no, dun sa mga bawal na nakikiride on sa all the good benefits that we can get out of sports.
Yes, maraming salamat po, Mr. President.
Sige, thank you, Mr. President. Again, I also wanted to thank His Honor for bringing that up kasi na-concern din naman ako doon. Pero I hope nakadagdag din ako sa pagpapaliwanag na wala naman intention ang PNVF to promote them. But we will all be supportive in making sure that these entities that are not allowed to advertise in the Philippines do not get any space here in our territory. Thank you, Mr. President.
Noted, Mr. President. Maraming salamat po.
Yes, we would like to recognize our distinguished Deputy Majority Leader, Senator Risa Ontiveros, if the gentleman would like also to allow her to ask a few questions.
Senator Risa Ontiveros is recognized.
Salamat, Mr. President. Good gentlemen, maikling manifestation lang po, 3 punto, at ma-appreciate ko po kung gusto niyong magkomento sa kahit alin sa mga puntong ito.
Go ahead po.
Salamat, Mr. President. Una po, yung isa po sa mga anak ko ay nagiging volleyball enthusiast. Kaya't sinubaybayan po niya itong kasalukuyang tournament, tournament. At nagawa ng paraan na makapanood dun sa isa sa mga games na naglaro yung, I think yung team ng Japan. Dahil isa po yun sa mga paborito ng mga volleyball enthusiasts ngayon. Nireklamo din po niya, Mr. President, yung isang pinoint out ng good gentleman mula sa Palawan, na bakit, Mama, ang mahal-mahal na mga tickets. So ang nabili lang nila ng mga kaibigan niya, dahil mga young working people din, yung medyo nasa taas na. Pero pagdungaw nila, kitang-kita nila na yung mga sections, yung mga seats na mas malapit sa court, halos walang nakaupo. Dahil nga po, napakamahal.
Tama po.
So paano pa talaga ma-afford? Sabi niya, sayang Mama, dumadami yung mga Filipino volleyball enthusiasts na pwede sanang manood, tangkilikin itong game na to. Suportahan yung ating national team at yung iba pang mga teams na minamahal na rin ng mga Filipino volleyball enthusiasts. So sabi niya, bakit masyado namang pinrise out of range ng mga gustong manood yung mga tickets? pangalawa, Mr. President, meron pong isang senior citizen na babae, nag-message po sa akin sa Messenger. So malamang sa Facebook din po niya napapanood itong games. Napansin po niya yung ipinakita ng good gentleman, lalo na dito sa upper left slide nila, kitang-kita po sa sahig ng volleyball court, yung 1xbet. Kaya nagreklamo din siya. Bakit kitang-kita? Parang na-advertise tuloy dito sa upper left slide, dun sa upper left din na portion, kitang-kita po yung 1xbet. Sabi niya, akala ko ba, papunta na tayo sa strict regulation kung hindi man banning ng online gambling. Kitang-kita dito sa isang tanyag na sports event. So, yun po yung pangalawang observation na gusto kong ibahagi, good gentleman, mula sa Palawan. At yung huli po, balik po ako dun sa obserbasyon ng anak ko at mga kaibigan nila. Sabi niya, Mama, pag pumupunta kami halimbawa sa mall, habang tumatakbo itong volleyball tournament na to, napapansin po namin ang daming mga turistang Hapon na sumusunod sa kanilang national team. Sila naglalakbay para lang panoorin yung team nila maglaro kahit sa ibang bansa. Sabi niya, at kasama pa nila yung kanilang mga pamilya. Sabi niya, sayang, hindi sinamantala na i-maximize ito para din sa ating domestic tourism. Dahil naglalakbay na rin lang naman sila, mga Japanese tourists, kasama pa nung kanilang pamilya. Sana na maximize na offeran sila ng mga tour packages, whether dito sa Metro Manila or kahit sa mga kalapit lalawigan, habang andito lang naman sila para panoorin at suportahan yung kanilang national team. So yun lamang po, good gentleman, mula sa Palawan. Ilang pong mga obserbasyon mula sa mga kababayan natin, mga kabataan at hanggang mga senior citizen na napupukaw yung kanilang concern sa mga kaugnay na issue habang pinanonood itong volleyball games na binring sa atensyon natin ng good gentleman mula sa Palawan.
Para sa kalaman po
salamat
ng
po at salamat, Mr. President.
ating pong butihing senadora, binabaan na po daw yung kanilang ticket. Pero ang tanong po, is it lower compared to international benchmarks and the purchasing power of Filipino fans? Medyo hindi pa rin po eh. At saka pangalawa po, binabaan nila kasi nilalangaw na po, sayang, wala na pong nanonood. And then, we sponsored that game tournament po. We paid so much money for this tournament. Tapos, wala pong return, Mr. President. Thank you po.
Salamat, Mr. President at good gentleman. Di ba, sayang first time yata nating i-host itong global tournament. And napapansin daw nung ibang mga national teams, parang nagtatanungan sila, nasaan na yung mga manonood? Nasaan na yung mga audiences? Nakakalungkot naman at nakakahiya din po. We could have done much, much better. Salamat, good gentleman, mula sa Palawan. Salamat, Mr. President.
Maraming salamat po.
And Mr. President, yes.
Senator P. Cayetano is recognized.
Just for the information of all, I just want to put on record din kasi may alam din naman ako tungkol sa pagpaplano nitong volleyball event na ito. Kasama from the start ang Department of Tourism, and from the start all the countries that qualified to participate were I don't know the exact details. I'm not involved with DOT's plan, but definitely the idea was to really involve DOT from the very start so that precisely, not just kasi marami dun sa players, sorry sa mga fans, pero marami dyan may girlfriend na at may asawa. So kasama ang mga girlfriend at asawa. At yung mga partners nila, ipinapasyal po yan. Alam ko po yun kasi not this particular tournament, but there's the world nations that we also have hosted many times. Yan yung pinupuntahan ng mga bata. I'm sure yung anak ni Senator Risa, yan yung tinutukoy niyang napupuntahan niya. And ine-entertain po natin na Philippines is known to be one of the best hosts talaga. I can at least attest for that part na yung typical Filipino hospitality. Nakakarating not just sa players, sa coaches and their team, but pati sa mga supporters nila. As to how effective it is, of course, we would all like to know na ma-maximize kasi tama naman din yung concern na ni-raise ni Senator Risa na sana na ma-maximize kasi gusto talaga natin ma-maximize na maikot nila ang buong, kung pwedeng buong Pilipinas habang nanonood po sila dito. Yun lang naman ang karagdagang info na gusto ko lang i-share sa lahat po.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Majority Leader.
Mr. President, with the permission of the body, we move that the privileged speech of Senator Erwin Tulfo and all its interpellations and manifestations be referred to the committees on sports and games and amusements. So moved, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, so referred.
Mr. President, we just have other matters before we adjourn. We'd like to, with the permission of the body, move to elect as chairperson sans our distinguished colleague, Senator Lauren Legarda. She gave her go signal that she be replaced as the chairperson of the Committee on Accounts and to elect as chairman of the Committee on Accounts, Senator Panfilo Ping Lacson, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, well, Senator Lacson is recognized.
No, with a heavy but whole heart, I accept, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, Senator Ping Lacson is elected chairman of the Committee on Accounts.
Thank you, Mr. President. And we'd like just to put on record that also if we can ask the committee or the Rules Committee to make sure that Senator Lauren is still made a member of the committee and the good chairman would like to make her vice chairman of the committee.
All right.
And,
So noted.
thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, pursuant to Rule 10, Section 13 of the Rules of the Senate, I move to elect the following members of standing committees. For the Committee on Energy on the part of the majority, I move to elect Senator Wing Gatchalian as vice chairperson, Senators Bamakino, Senators Lito Lapid, Senator Legarda, Senator Pangilinan, and Senator Tulfo. And the part of the minority, Senator Raffy Tulfo, for clarity. And Senator Marcoleta as additional vice chairperson. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, the enumerated names are elected into the Committee on Energy.
For the Committee on Science and Technology of the part of the majority, I move to elect Senator Pia Cayetano upon the instruction of the chairperson to designate her as vice chairperson of the committee. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Mr. President, for the Committee on Sustainable Development Goals, Innovations and Futures Thinking, I move to elect on the part of the majority Senator Camille Villar as vice chairperson, and members are Senator Lito Lapid and Senator Lauren Legarda. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Upon consultation with Senator Ejercito, Mr. President, as chairperson, the following are retained as members of the Committee on Tourism. On the part of the majority, Senators Wing Gatchalian, Senator Lito Lapid, Senator Lauren Legarda, Senator Francis Pangilinan, Senator Raffy Tulfo, Senator Camille Villar, and Senator Mark Villar, with Senator De La Rosa as vice chairperson. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Mr. President, for the Committee on Banks and Financial Institutions, I move to elect Senator Alan Cayetano as vice chairperson, and as members of the majority, on the part of the majority, Senator Mark Villar, Senator Lauren Legarda, Senator Francis Pangilinan, Senator Wing Gatchalian, and Senator Camille Villar. And on part of the minorities, Senator Christopher Bongo, Senator Chis Escudero, and Senator Rodante Marcoleta. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Mr. President, for the Rules Committee, I move to elect the following members on the part of the minority, Senator Bato de la Rosa and Senator Marcoleta. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Mr. President, for the Committee on Environment and Natural Resources and Climate Change, I move to elect the part of the minority, Senator Christopher Bongo, Senator Jingo Estrada, Senator Bato de la Rosa, Senator Marcoleta, and Senator Padilla. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
For the Committee on Higher Technical and Vocational Education, I move to elect Senators Christopher Go, for the part of the minority, Senators Christopher Go, Senator Jingo Estrada, Senator Bato de la Rosa, Senator Marcoleta, and Senator Escudero, Mr. President. So move.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
For the Committee on Accounts, Mr. President, I move to elect on the part of the minority, Senator Christopher Go, Bongo, Senator Marcoleta, Senator De La Rosa, and Senator Padilla. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion's approved.
Mr. President, on the part, for the Committee on Government Corporations and Public Enterprises, I move to elect the part of the minority, Senators Christopher Bongo, Senator Rodante Marcoleta, and Senator Bato de la Rosa.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion's approved.
Mr. President, for Committee on Urban Planning, Housing, and Resettlement, I move to elect on the part of the minority, Senator Christopher Bongo as Vice Chairperson, and as member, Senator Marcoleta. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion's approved.
On the part of rather for the Committee on Urban Planning, Housing, and Resettlement, I move to elect the following Senator Jingo Estrada as Vice Chairperson, and the members of the majority are Senators Lito Lapid, Senator Mark Villar, Senator Camille Villar, Senator Raffy Tulfo, Senator Erwin Tulfo, Senator Lauren Legarda, and on the part of the minority, Senator Rodante Marcoleta and Senator Christopher Bongo. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion's approved.
Mr. President, for the Committee on Cultural Communities and Muslim Affairs, I move to elect the following. As Vice Chairperson, Senator Christopher Bongo and Senator Lauren Legarda, and as members of the majority, Senators Mark Villar, Senator Erwin Tulfo, and Senator Camille Villar. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion's approved.
For the Committee on Youth, I move to elect as member on the part of the minority, Senator Marcos. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion's approved.
For the Committee on Constitutional Amendments and Revision of Codes, I move to elect Senator Pia Cayetano as Vice Chairperson, and members of the majority are Senators Bam-Aquino, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, Senator Lapid, and Senator Legarda. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion's approved.
On the part, or for the committee rather, on Labor, Employment, and Human Resource Development, I move to elect Senator Amy Marcos as Vice Chairperson, and members of the minority, or majority rather, Mr. President, Senators Bam-Aquino, Senator Wing Gatchalian, Senator Lito Lapid, Senator Erwin Tulfo, Senator Mark Villar, and Senator Camille Villar, and as members of the part of the minority, Senators Robin Hood Padilla, Senator Bongo, Senator Jingo Estrada, and Senator Rodante Marcoleta. So,
Any objection? Hearing none, motion's approved.
for the Committee on Migrant Workers, I move to elect Senator Christopher Bongo as Vice Chairperson, and as members on the part of the majority, Senator Bam-Aquino, Senator Wing Gatchalian, Senator Lito Lapid, Senator Lauren Legarda, Senator Erwin Tulfo, and Senator Mark Villar, and on the part of the minority, Senators Robin Hood Padilla, Senator Jingo Estrada, Senator Amy Marcos, and Senator De La Rosa. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion's approved.
And, Mr. President, in view of the reorganization of the Senate pursuant to Article 6, Section 17 of the 1987 Constitution, I move to elect the following members as members of the Senate Electoral Tribunal. Namely, Senator Pia Cayetano, Senator Kiko Pangilinan, Senator Bam-Aquino, Senator Camille Villar, Senator Alan Cayetano, and Senator Robin Hood Padilla. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, enumerated names are hereby elected to the Senate Electoral Tribunal.
And as well as for the Committee on Public Information and Mass Media, I move to elect the following. Senator, these are new members. May I ask for a minute suspension, Mr. President?
Session suspended.
President, with due apologies, there is a mistake coming from the staff. That when we read the Committee on Urban Planning, Housing, and Resettlement, it was a wrong heading. It's the Committee on Public Info and Mass Media. So again, let me correct. The earlier manifestation on urban planning, housing, and resettlement is to be disregarded, and we are now calling that the members of the Committee on Public Info and Mass Media be Senator Estrada as Vice Chairperson, and as members of the part of the majority, Senator Lito Lapid, Senator Mark Villar, Senator Camille Villar, Senator Raffy Tulfo, Senator Erwin Tulfo, and Senator Legarda, and on the part of the minority, Senator Rodante Marcoleta and Senator Christopher Go. Mr. President, I so move.
Any objection? Hearing none, the correction is made. Motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. President. And for the Committee on Local Government, I move to elect as members of the part of the majority, Senators Win Gatchalian, Senator Lito Lapid, Senator Raffy Tulfo, Senator Mark Villar, Senator Bam Aquino, Senator Camille Villar, Senator Lauren Legarda. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
And we'd also like to move to elect Senator Raffy Tulfo as member of the Committee on Social Justice, Welfare, and Rural Development, Vice Senator Lito Lapid. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
With that, Mr. President, I move that we adjourn the session until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Wednesday, September 24, 2025. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none. The session is adjourned until 3 o'clock in the afternoon of Wednesday, September 24, 2025.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. President.